Today we are going to talk about education, identity, and culture. What happens, most especially like Africans, we believe that the most important education or the best education is in Europe or America. But what happens when someone from that side chooses to come and study here in Uganda? With me, a great man from Germany called Benjamin. So he's going to introduce himself, and we are here to learn. Kindly, Mr. Benjamin,
Everybody,
you're most
and
welcome.
thank you for the introduction. I'm Benjamin Trips from Germany, and I study here civil engineering and environmental science. And yeah, so I'm just here for an exchange semester, so I'm just here on a visit for one semester. And yeah, I'm really glad to be here, that I have the chance for an interview. Uh, yeah, and talk about this topic.
Yeah, Mr. Benjamin, as I've told you first, that we, most especially we are young Africans, we believe that the most important education is in German or Europe or America. But what is your experience here? What made you to choose to come and study here?
So, what made me study here? So, first of all, it's a university which is very far from mine. So it's about experience to see how people in Uganda live, how they act with each other, how they are from their kind of being. So it's just about experience. And yeah, I already saw a lot of things which are very challenging in the lectures. So I'm here for 4 weeks, I think, 1 month. And yeah, I really enjoy it, and I'm really challenged because all the people are very good in English, and I also came to improve my English. And yeah, there are a lot of things that I didn't know, especially in environmental science, because in Germany it's just civil engineering, and here it's like a combined course, which is pretty good for me because I see a lot of things that I didn't know. And also I'm kind of curious what is how Africa is, the wildlife, the nature, the climate, all that. So I didn't want to go just in Europe because Europe is close and you can travel there pretty fast. And yeah, I took the chance for this semester, and it's I think a one in a lifetime journey that I have the time here, being here one semester, interact with the locals, and it's not like I come here like a tourist for one week safari and then go. So I really see what yeah, how you people are, what problems you have, which challenges you face, but also I can also say right now that you're really joyful, and I really like that.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about my decision, and yeah, and I also came because I'm also a Christian, so I was kind of interested how you guys study, how you combine the religion and studies, because that's also new for me. Yeah, so that's it.
How is our education system here in Africa or in Uganda different from Germany? How is it different? Is it the same?
Thank you. I think it's pretty much the same. So we have, so it's kind of different. So we have a primary level which takes 4 years, and before that we have a kindergarten which is preparing one for school. And then after primary school we have the secondary school, secondary level, and this is taking between 6 and 8 years. So all in all, when you want to study, then you have to be 12 years in school. And I've read about it, and so about the Ugandan system, and I hear you need 13 years, and you have 6 years in primary level, and
Primary with 7
7 years. Yeah, please correct me.
Yeah.
And 5 years.
Primary with
6 years.
primary is 7, then second is 6.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the correction. So it's kind of different. But I think the main problem in Uganda is that the government, the schools, are overcrowded. You are lacking of equipment sometimes, and so it's difficult for people to learn, and also some families can't afford. And so sometimes kids have to work at home maybe to help the family, and so it's maybe a challenge. So we don't. So what I know in Germany, we don't have that big problem that people break up the school because they have to help at home. So I don't hear about that. Um, yeah. So that's kind of I think a challenge here. And yeah, so after secondary level, we also go to the university. A bachelor can take between 3 years up to 6 years, depending on which program you choose. I think medicine is 6 years, but maybe even longer. I'm not sure. So it's pretty much the same. We have a bachelor, a master, then you can do a PhD, like that. So they're pretty close.
What really surprised you when you entered in Africa, particularly here in Uganda? What's that surprised you?
So I think what surprised me the most when I arrived was the patient and the patient and also how kind people are. So I arrived and somewhere on the flight I lost my package. So it was left behind in Cairo because my first flight was delayed. And then I went to the luggage service, and they were really helpful and very polite, even though it was at 4 a.m. in the morning. And also Mr. Tom, he's caring for international students. He was waiting for me there since 1 a.m. And because of the luggage, it also delayed again. So I was there until 5 a.m. They could help me at the luggage service. They could help me pretty good. They called somebody in Cairo and it was solved pretty fast, the matter. So I got my luggage later. So I was really thankful for these people there. They made a good job. And then also for Mr. Tom, who was waiting for me there for 4 hours. He was also really welcoming. But I had it with a lot of people that I met here that are really welcoming, and it's kind of different to German. German. So we also have welcoming people, but not so much like here, and I really enjoyed. And thank you for being so nice.
How is the course taking you so far? Because in fact we're in a situation whereby every school is now preparing students for the coursework. So how are you catching up with your studies so far?
So at the beginning I had my difficulties because of the accent, the English accent you have. So I at the beginning I had some understanding difficulties, but then later when I got used to the language, I also understood better. I also understood, of course, vocabularies better because I'm not like the best English pro like you hear. I still have my German accent. But yeah, so with the time helps definitely. And yeah, like I said before, so I like the course. It's because I also have this environmental part where you also take a look on how is the project, the civil or the building project, the civil engineering project, how is it affecting the nature? That's an interesting point, which is not a main focus back in Germany in my studies. So that's interesting for me. And what helps me a lot is student study groups. So there's always some nice fellow student that I can ask some questions, and they most of the time they're always very informative and give me good answers and patient until I understand it, even though it takes some time, but it's okay. They wait for me.
Because for us we believe that the best education is in Germany, and we end up not trusting our own institutions, our own universities, our own schools. But now, why do you think most especially Africans doesn't believe or doesn't trust our own universities, and we believe that the best universities are in Europe, Germany, UK? Why do you think so?
So, like I said, I feel pretty challenged in my course, and I already met a lot of smart students. So I think the education is not bad here, but I can imagine, and I asked some students because I didn't have the feeling that I don't trust. But yeah, I collected some points, and some points are, for example, that there is sometimes you have lectures that are not very passion. So they don't have the passion for what they do, what they teach. They are maybe not up to date, give you all the informations and repeat every year the same. So that you're not good prepared on the nowadays newest techniques, and then your lack of knowledge when you go out to the university. And I also heard of there's no student council, so it's hard for the people when they're still struggling. It's hard for them to find out what is the right program for me. And I also hear sometimes you have study programs where you can't get a job afterwards, so they don't have like a future. And the people didn't know before because they never had the chance to talk with somebody about it. I also can imagine that sometimes there's a lack of equipment, so maybe if you are really into some high-tech studies, that you sometimes don't have the newest equipment, and yeah, so that's it.
What have you learned from African culture so far? For you stay here at Uganda Christian University.
But yeah, what is interesting here, I hear the people whistling at you when you wear shorts, and you expose your knee. That's interesting. So I think people don't like it when you expose your knee, except you are doing sports. But yeah,
But when you are entering lecture rooms, it's not allowed.
it's not
So
allowed.
is that kind of dressing there?
It's
what
allowed,
someone put on-
yeah. You can be really free if you want to. So some people will maybe look strange at you, but there's nobody whistling, or they are not.
Like for us here in Africa, when you are going for introduction, like for a wedding, you put on cultural wears, like put on candles. But is that also happening?
Yeah. So wedding is, I think, a different thing. So then we are also pretty strict. We wear suits and dresses. Or
Out of ladies.
yeah. So
Ladies put on what?
dresses,
Long dresses.
long dresses.
And they look so nice when they are in those dresses.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, in fact. So other things I recognize, of course, the Boda drivers are like Muzungu. The people they want to get some money from me. They charge me higher. I think that's also kind of the culture. That they also call you Muzungu.
So the Boda guys becomes too much excited when they see.
Yeah, they're like, oh. They ask you if you want the Boda, you say no, and then they're like, maybe if he walks 100 meters, then he wants to get on my Boda. So they're just overtake you, and then they're in front of you and ask you again, Boda?
So is that Boda also the German?
No. Yeah. Maybe it's also culture. In German, we use for public transport. We have buses, buses, and also trains, but smaller trains for the city. Of course, trains for long distance also. So I think train is the best method to travel in city. But of course, bicycles. Bicycles are also a big thing in Germany. I also bought me one here to be faster. Yeah. So, and we don't have these taxis. These overcrowded. So we have taxis, but they are not so cheap. But they are also not so overcrowded. So the common thing is that you get yourself a taxi and you pay the guy per kilometer. So you don't have this fixed price like it's here, and you can't bargain. Bargain is a big thing here. I almost forgot that we don't have that in Germany. We almost so it's like almost everywhere we have fixed prices. So rarely you see people bargain. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Benjamin. What advice would you give to the African youth, more especially with the young ones, who believe that the best education is in Europe, and in fact, we don't have need to trust our education system, but we end up like admiring the education system in Germany.
So for Germany, I think you. So the first point I was thinking of is language. I think you have not too much international universities, so they are there. But I think so. A good point would be if you learn German, at least something. I'm not even sure. Maybe you also need to get it to get a visa for studying there. So this would be good. But yeah. So the most important point is inform yourself. That's really you have to prepare very good. That you're not standing there, and you don't have any plan. You also need to raise some money because problem is that our currency is more worth, so you need to raise a lot that you can live there, make a living. I think in most of the jobs you also need a visa, a working visa, and it would be good if you can speak German. So learning the language is a good thing, and also inform yourself a lot about visa, about education, and maybe you can also compare the curriculum of your university you would like to study in Uganda, and maybe the curriculum of German university you would like to study. You also have to think about rent. Rent is in cities very, very expensive. So we're also smaller cities. Maybe that's a better approach for, set at least the food somewhere in Germany. But Munich, Berlin, even in Leipzig, where I live, Lipsia, it's pretty expensive. So other advices, keep time. That's very important in the Western world. If you want to, if you want to say so. But most importantly, now it comes advice from a big man who has no life experience at all, but what I also try to apply in my life. If you have a dream, keep your head up, focus on it. I met a lot of people here, and they're really role models for me because I'm still on the search what I want to do in life, but they are really focused and they know what they want to do, and they keep their heads up. They work for it day and night, and I think, I don't think. I'm sure they're going to make it, and I think that's a very important point. And yeah, you will find a way if you want to do something, and you will find a way.
Okay, Mr. Benjamin, as we end our discussion for today, I'm really glad that you have joined me in this discussion, and hope you will come back and discuss more about our culture and even other topics. So, our dear viewers, now, Mr. Benjamin, I'm going to give you a minute and say bye-bye to our dear viewers.
So, thank you very much for the invitation. It's my first interview, so I'm really happy about that. And so, what I would like to say to the dear viewers, keep the beautiful people that you are. You have a very, very good mindset. I love that. And I think, no, not I think, I'm sure you're such a good people and you're so smart, so just keep on working, you will do it. If you go abroad or if you stay here, doesn't matter, you do it anyways. And yeah, I like it so much. A big hug goes out to you. And last but not least, I greet my mama, my papa, my brother and my sister. So greetings to Elke, Mario, Manuel, Caro, and Henry. Henry is the newborn boy of my brother. And oh, of course, my sister-in-law Alina. Not to forget. And my ex brother-in-law Pierre. Love goes out.
Your girlfriend.
Oh! I hope she doesn't see it. Oh Maya, I love you so much. I'm so sorry.
I've forgotten you. Alright, it's fine.